Do you want to expand the capabilities of your team? You can do it with one conversation, a few questions with the right person about work they've already done. It's not a training program, not a new budget line, just one conversation. Now, I know what it's like working in consulting where billable hours is the primary driver. The work never pauses and people are all heads down. They're executing projects, delivering results, maximizing utilization. Rarely do people stop and say, what am I learning through this? But the reality is, you learn a ton doing project work, but without some reflection, that growth stays invisible. Those skills accumulate and judgment deepens, but nobody recognizes it, which means you have underutilized capabilities on your team simply because no one has stopped to recognize it. The problem isn't a lack of growth, even when everybody's busy. It's a lack of recognition. Capability that you can't name is capability you can't deploy. It can't be acknowledged when you're having a performance conversation. It can't be transferred to somebody who's more junior. It can't be pointed at the next challenge that you want to take on. It just sits there, maybe doing work on the project that it is involved with, but not really being deployed. I learned this personally when I was doing recruiting for the consulting firm I worked at. For several years, I spent honing my recruiting craft. I learned how to read people, put people at ease, hear what the polished answer was and what was being said underneath it. I didn't call that development. It was just the job. And when I stepped back and I realized my skills had changed, that's when I realized I could have that an impact on other aspects of my role. Once I named it, I could use it on purpose. Your people and your team is in the same position right now. They've spent years delivering projects, managing clients, and navigating complexity. And they have skills they haven't named because nobody's asked them. They've built judgment they can't articulate because nobody has created space for them to look at it. The growth is there, the language isn't. So here's what I'd ask you to try this week. Pick one person on your team, someone you know who is delivering solid work, but who maybe you suspect they don't feel like they're growing. Or maybe they've said that and you know they can do more. And sit down with them, have a conversation, but don't ask them what they need to learn. Ask them 3 questions. What's something you've gotten noticeably better at in the last year? What did it take to get good at it? And where else could that be useful? That's it. Those 3 questions. And that will surface more than you probably expect. And once you can name that thing that they've grown in, then they can direct it. You can leverage it. It can be built upon. When you name capability, then you can deploy capability. And that generates momentum. So do this exercise. One person, 3 questions, probably take you 15 minutes. And I'd be curious, when you have that conversation, see if it changes how you see that person that's sitting across from you. My name is Brian Walsh. My company is Shift Focus Consulting. I work with organizations to build leadership deployment systems. And if you think that that would help your business grow, go to shiftfocus.com and set up a call to talk with me more. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.